in the chat room. But please go ahead, Brian.
Yes, I just want to say that Stoic Calm wins, and I'm treating myself to some sugar-free cookies after the show. And I'm, yes, I don't want to say that I'm proud of myself, but yes, I believe that this is a lesson for everyone that deals with bullies. Remain calm, and don't let it get to you. Let it roll off your back. You can win with Stoic Calm. Thank you, and thank you for having me, Debbie.
You're very welcome, Brian. Mr. Midnight Movie, you're very welcome. We're now live on Spreaker. We're in archive on Blog Talk Radio. We have just as many people, I think, over there listening as we did on Blog Talk Radio. So it's now, I guess, does that mean Brian hung up? Did he hang up?
No, I'm still here.
All the rude noise in the background is my husband. And he let Gunner in. No, they're walking out now. You know, this has been an interesting night, and I have to say that I'm the kind of person that, I mean, if what I try to do destroys anything, then that's something that I'll just deal with. I mean, if Mr. Solutions doesn't want to be on my show anymore, then I'll have to deal with that. Then I think that Mr. Solution, again, I stand by the fact that he was in the military, because and how many of you out there were raised by a person that was in the upper ranks of military? I was raised by him, people. I didn't know him. I was raised by him. Every day of my life I spent with him, and they're different people. And Mr. Solutions will remember, maybe perhaps, when I asked my father sometimes about making rank in the military, he said, Deborah, the only thing that kept one man from another man from making rank in the military is he was a better soldier. He was better at everything he did, and therefore he made rank. And I think that you just have to, I don't even know where I was going with that, but I forgot, because see, when I'm muted and y'all are making points, I'm sitting here thinking of all these things I want to say, and then I forget about what they are by the time I get back on the line. So it had to do with something y'all were talking about earlier, but I have that written down, Chad, for tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on the Chad Factor. What are we going to talk about, Chad?
We can talk about that on Skype, not on the radio right now.
Oh, we don't want to give a tease. We don't want to tease the audience at all.
We'll surprise them on Facebook.
Wow, this is going to be fun, I guess. Okay, well, there you go. Tomorrow night I will be on the Chad Factor on TalkShoe.com. Do you know how they can find it? Is it just go to TalkShoe and just search on Chad Factor?
Yeah.
There you go. Now, who is your friend Brian that you brought with you tonight?
This is my man from California. He's pro-white, white nationalist. Met him on Truth Militia. Brian, you're still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, that's him.
Now, what do you mean you're...
You didn't say I'm a friend. I consider ourselves friends.
What do you mean you're pro-white? I mean, I think all of us are pro our own race. I mean, I guess I'm technically white. Am I pro-white?
I don't know. It depends on, I don't know you well, but I mean, Chad and I agree with, things that me and most other whites don't even see eye to eye on. Things like, just Zionist control of our country and a lot of things like that.
Does pro-white...
Legal immigration.
Does pro-white mean you're anti-black and anti-brown and anti-yellow?
Well, not to me, no. I mean, I've never hurt anyone of any other race, so...
Yeah, it doesn't mean... Being pro-white doesn't mean that you're racist. It can mean that you love yourself, love your race, doesn't want to see anything happen to it. But the fact is, a lot of pro-white shows, and you complain about black shows saying the N-word, but, the White Voice just had an episode talking about a world without black people, and it's very idiotic to say things would be better without a world without black people, because black people have $1 trillion spending rate, which means the money would go. Black people dominated sports, entertainment. There would be no Ben Carson. There would be no. And in fact, I don't even think America would be here if it wasn't for black people. But and then they say nigger, and ape and the coon, go to nigger mania storm front. So being pro-white doesn't mean racist, but that's what most people tend to think because of those sites. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
You know, and Chad and I also have a lot of things in common, just that, you know, we're both, you know, young guys, and we just, you know, we kind of, like, watch the same things on TV, you know, have a lot of the same interests, so it's not about, you know, hating and any of that crap, so.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I was saying to Mr. Solution in the chat room that I said, I hope you can see this. I said, I am doing so much research and gearing up for so much on September the 1st. If you don't show up, I'm going to come and get you. I'm going to find you. I will ruin you on Blog Talk Radio. I will say that you're a rapist or something. I'll start some big, ugly rumor. Of course, I'm joking, but you better show up on September the 1st because I'm doing so much research and I may even have surprise guests. So, meh. How about that? No, I think Brian will tell you, I don't stand so much on Brian's side on this issue that we had tonight. I merely was playing mediator, trying to help build a bridge. Mr. Solution, are you still there? I see you.
Yes, I'm here.
So
Brian wore me out. I'm exhausted after that nonsensical exchange.
I can imagine what you are both feeling right now, but I don't know.
I mean, sometimes I engage in things that are completely nonsense, and that was one of them.
Brian?
Oh, not again. No, he's already won.
I don't think it was nonsensical. I really don't. I mean, I think it did I hope it did some sort of good over there. I mean, with you two, I just hate that.
Debbie.
What?
Debbie?
Yes, sir.
It was definitely nonsense. But, I mean, if it had a purpose, fine. But, I mean, Brian is not hurt by any of this. Brian deals in scatology. He deals in shit. He's a shit stirrer.
Scatology.
So, I mean,
oh, my God.
You know.
So funny.
Oh, come on, Mr. Solution.
Say what?
That was
What was
Chad.
that
Was Chad. He goes, "Oh, come on, Mr. Solution."
You're saying
I
he's
don't
a shit
understand.
stirrer, though. You know what I mean? You know,
What
I
do you
mean,
mean? What you said was unintelligible. Complete a statement. What are you saying, Chad?
I'm not going to comment to that. I'm not going to get in an argument with another person who's my race, so, you know.
First of all, it's like I say, I don't believe in race. What I believe in are ideas. And if you ask the average person who identifies himself as black or the average person who identifies themselves as white, they can't define what that means. And what the hell are you doing identifying with something you can't even define? Tell me, Chad, since you're here, the black person in America, what is that? Define that for me.
You want me to define the experience or race? I mean, what do you want me to define it as?
I just asked you for a definition of a black person in America, please, sir.
I'm not going to answer that. Because if I say the wrong thing, it'll attack me, so I'm not going to answer it.
Chad. Listen to me, Angel. What did you mean when you...
I know Debbie's not going to defend me, so I'm not going to answer that.
Chad, I want to ask you a question, Angel Doll. Why did you say, I will not attack somebody that's my same race? Why did you say that?
Because, I mean, I am not going to yell, scream, or curse at another black person on a white radio station. I'm just not going to do it.
How do you know that what you just said is true? You've never seen me. You and I have never met. Why would you assume or presume a certain thing?
Presume what?
Debbie, I just asked Chad. Chad used a noun. He used a personal noun. Nouns identify specific person, places, or thing. And what I asked him was, as the host of the show, Debbie, I'm asking you for intervention. I asked him to define what black meant in America. What is a black person? Now, and he begged off defining that. Do you think my asking him a word that he used, it's appropriate for me to get clarification and everyone else who cares as to what that word means? And should he not provide it?
Well, I think that there's a couple of people in the chat room that went, whoa, where did that come from? I think people are wanting you to extrapolate a little bit, Chad.
Well, not everyone, I mean, speaking as a white guy, not everyone, has the same, everyone has different ideas of race or how they identify with themselves. So, if Chad said what he thought about it, you're probably not going to agree with him because it's just a personal opinion.
Yeah, but that's not the point. The point is I wanted to hear it anyway, just for clarification. And if I didn't agree, that's fine, but I need to hear it to even know if I agree.
Chad,
if I even say it, I think you're going to attack me or say something.
I'm not going to say anything about it. I just want to hear from you what your definition of black is. Now, I asked Brian what was his definition of white, and I don't want him to come and beat up on me again. So I'm saying this very low and stoically, calmly. I asked Brian what was the definition of white, and he couldn't define it.
All right.
So I'm doing the same thing regarding Chad. I'm asking him what is his definition of black since he uses it so liberally. I just want to hear it.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll respond to it. A person of African descent, would you agree with that or disagree?
Well, you would have to. I don't know if you are familiar.
Mr. Solution, stop it. Mr. Solution, stop it.
I don't know if you are familiar with the concept of octoroon, quadroon, and one rapu, and also Dr. Richard.
Yes, I'm familiar with that.
Okay, and also Dr. Richard Leakey, who pointed out that human life originated in Africa.
From Africa, so basically everybody's African, but I'm just saying what people might
technically everybody is African.
But I'm just saying what people might think of what a black person means, that's all.
Well, yeah, but that's why I was asking you what's your definition for a black person in America since you used it. Now, if you don't know, it's okay to say that, too.
How would you define it as?
Okay, I'm going to intervene here and say that I believe that Chad is young. I believe that Chad was raised by his parents to respect his race. And I believe that he finds Mr. Solution intimidating because he is much older than him, and he wants to give him the utmost in respect, which the way he was raised may be to completely shut his mouth. Am I right, Chad?
No, you're not right. It doesn't have anything to do with age. It just has to do with I'm not going to argue with another black man on a white radio station, and I'm not going to do that.
Well, I just got through playing
Debbie,
patches.
Debbie, first of all, I disagree with you too, Debbie. That has nothing to do with it. And I'm trying to be very stoically calm here. Mm-hmm. All I was asking for, now, Debbie, I want to
why is he saying on a white radio station? I don't understand where he's getting the white and the black. He's throwing the race in here all of a sudden. He says he won't charge a black man on a white radio. What does that mean? I mean...
No, I don't know what that means either. But so we are equally ignorant.
Don't you think it's embarrassing for two black people to argue on a radio station ran by somebody that's not black or somebody that's white, and that says, "Oh, these are two N-words arguing"? I mean, doesn't anyone get that idea?
Okay, Debbie, this is what I'm attempting to prove very easily and definitively. People who often use the terms black and white don't have a damn clue of what they really mean. These are just very superficial terminologies to actually allow people to be completely meaningless to themselves and to each other. See, I detect that very easily. Now, it may make me a bad guy in somebody's eyes for saying that, but people who often use the term black or white don't know what the hell they're talking about. And I know it.
And I know it because I've read the Bible and I know about the history of the color of skin. I mean,
Well, first of all, historically, people were never identified based on the color of their skin. They were based on their culture.
On their
people
culture.
Were dealt with.
They were either idiots. They were either idiots or they weren't idiots. I mean, you either better yourself. Well, I'm serious. You were thought of as either intelligent or an idiot. I mean, you either better.
Right. What I'm saying more importantly is it was based on their language. Language was the prime delineator and identifier.
Well, I know that. I know that. That's how we differed. That's how the different people. That's how people were differentiated. Even in the Bible, they spoke different languages. I understand that, but I'm saying in our culture. Excuse me.
Yeah, but see, dear, here in America, all people speak the same language. If you had another person from another culture identify Americans, if they heard you speak, regardless as to what broken form of English you spoke, they would classify you as what? American. It is only Americans that are too stupid to know that they are Americans.
Well, there's a lot of Mexicans that I live around, and they don't speak any English, sir.
But am I saying the truth, sir? This is a Brian. Brian, is that true? Do other people, when they hear Americans speak, and particularly know where they come from, regardless as to what skin hue they are, what do they call them?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, that's the point I'm making. And
well, I don't look at Chad as a black man. I look at him as a friend, but we both got our own views, but we don't fight over it, and we're cool. So I mean, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. You said an important thing there. It is ideas. See, people who really can't deal with ideas very, very well, they substitute the fiction of race, whether they're black or white. And you have, it's really nothing more than trashy ideas that people associate themselves with. And so that's what I'm saying. Usually when I hear people talk about race, I know that those people have no ideas. None. Mm-hmm. What do you say, Debbie? Are you there?
How did race get pulled into this?
Chad brought it in.
Chad, why did you do that? We were having a good time. I'm joking, of course, but
I didn't bring it in. I'm just not going to argue and have them argue with me, and I'm just not going to do it.
But I could say to Chad or anyone, defining something, and like I said, Chad, you could say you don't know because you turned around.
No, it's not that I just don't want to cause argument with you.
Well, don't assume that anyone. Look, when you talk to me, ask me about my ideas.
Okay.
Is as idiotic for a person who identifies themselves as black as it is for a person who identifies themselves as white. And I talked to Brian about a dog. You notice when dogs meet each other, the first thing they do is sniff each other's rear end because they're dogs. They don't know any better. Human beings are created on a higher order. Now, they can be butt sniffers just like dogs. But human beings should identify based on ideas. What the F does it mean what color you are?
No, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm just saying from the people that I've talked to, and it's basically people are categorized by race and people separate by race.
That's what I'm saying. Those people are idiots. I don't want to be an idiot.
Every Sunday when you go to church, you either go to a black or a white church. Or
I was just going to say that, Chad. Yeah, I mean, that's what reality.
Different restaurants. I'm just saying the reality of it. And go ahead, Mr. Lucian.
Well, yeah, thank you. Billy Graham made that observation, and I'm going to tell you what happened. That is in direct violation of God's Word. Those people segregating themselves based upon a fiction is in direct, and I do mean direct when I say direct. That is one of the most heinous sins that they are committing. It's this stupidity of identifying themselves with whom they call their creator, and their creator says, don't do that. So not only I am calling them idiots, their creator is calling them idiots for that, and that's stupid.
Okay.
I mean, you think that someone just look in America, and I'll just be brief with this. Race was used as a condition, not a color. Sure, they used the color, but it was designed to define a condition, and that was a condition of servitude, a condition of abuse, a condition of transfer of wealth. And so you even had people who, for all intents and purposes, looked white, but if they had 1/4, 1/8,
a black
and then
blood.
even one drop of so-called black blood, they were called black. All that shit was a ruse. That was nothing. That was for nothing more than to immorally, illegally misappropriate wealth. So you should connect with a person who thinks the way you do. Forget their skin color. You think God looks at a person's skin color?
No, but a lot of people, like Christian Identity or Black Hebrew Israelites, would agree that would say that everything has to do with color and people need to be separated. So,
yeah, but do you think I am persuaded by that? I'm unpersuaded by that.
You're unpersuaded by that, all right?
I don't give a damn how many people do it. I don't. If everybody is jumping off the cliff, I don't say, well, it must be the right thing to do. Everybody's doing it. That's not the way I operate. If I call idiocy what it is, no matter who expresses it. So if you can't give me a definition, and most people can't, by the way, because I asked them, I said, what do you mean by black or white? And their sphincters tighten up because they realize at that particular moment they have been uncovered and discovered as a fool. And that's my position.
And I agree with you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have dead air. I guess we should call it for the night, even though we're still on Spreaker.com. We've got people on hold over here that have got their hands up, but I'm not picking up any more calls. I want to thank everybody, especially Brian, especially Mr. Solution, and listen to the playback to see how it escalates to what it was and where it ended. And yes.
Yes, I could never, I do have definitive conclusions to what I think, so I could never be as entertaining as a good show host such as yourself. But look, I admit I was defeated by Brian, and I accept defeat, whatever he defeated me in, and I'm glad he won, and I hope it makes him feel so much better. And I suggest that he eat 2 pizzas, 16 inches.
I am going to go ahead and call y'all.
I'm sorry, I forgot. And 2 Diet Cokes.
Diet 7-Up.
Yeah, and Debbie, just call me after the show or just talk to me on Skype.
So am I still on the show tomorrow night? Do I scratch that?
You are still on the show tomorrow night.
All right, guys, this is Debbie signing off for another episode of Debbie Daily. And thanks to you, Brian. Thanks to you, Mr. Solution, Chad, and the other guy named Brian. And I'm out of here, guys. I'll see you guys, and shouts out to you, Audrey. We'll see you guys later, all right? Bye. Okay, that ends that. And now let's go over and kill the Spreaker feed. Since I'm there all by myself now, it's so quiet. Here I am on Spreaker all by myself. Who's in my Spreaker chat room? Holly's telling, hello, Alpha Dog, and hello, Holly. It's so quiet now. It's amazingly quiet. Oh, my God. No, I just I have a headache for some reason. I think it's because I wear these headphones, and it's like, oh, my God, they were so loud, yelling. Those are 2 people that I think we did some good with. I don't know. Trying to build a bridge here. Holly, you're my home dog. Everybody is. There's Alpha Dog. I love all you people on Spreaker. I'm just ready to bail on BTR and go straight Spreaker. I tell you, you people are just so much nicer and just a neater bunch of people. Just a neater bunch of people. I'm serious, you are. You really are. You just are better people or something. Shouts out to the Alpha Dog who says racism was created to create division. You're right. I don't see color, and I know a lot of people don't see color. I don't. I just don't see color. Oh, really? Really? And what would that be? Holly, Stalin. Ah, really? Is it here on Spreaker? That show, dear? I will do that. Yeah, I will definitely do that. Shouts out to everybody over there. And I've really been enjoying a lot of your shows here on Blog Talk Radio. Yeah. And have you seen his website? Right. No, you didn't. Have you seen this? www. Let me put it in there. Boom, 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 boom. Did that work? Yeah, check that out. A big time. Yes. Yes. Big time. Which is why I sort of keep that person at arm's length, if you know what I mean. Absolutely. All right, boys and girls and ladies and... It's Chad. Chad. Shh, I'm not going to let him know I'm on the show. Hello, Chad. What's up, baby doll?
Hello.
Hello, what's up?
Yeah, sorry about that, Debbie. I don't know where that came from. I just didn't want to bicker and argue with him.
No, you're fine. I would never let anybody bully you or anybody like that. He would never do that, I don't think. But I think a lot of people were just wondering where the black and white thing came from all of a sudden.
Yeah, that was just came out. I was just trying to get a reason not to argue with him, and I don't want to beef with his ass too. So
No, you don't. That's the last person you want to get on the bad side of. So hang on, I'm closing out my Spreaker show. Hang on, I'm going to call you right back, and I will call you back. If I don't call you back, then I will never speak on Blog Talk again. That's how sure I'm going to call you back. I don't want to talk on Spreaker, though, okay? All right, Angel, bye. Aw, Chatty Pops. Now, Chad is young. Chad is so sweet. He is so cute, too. Anyway, yeah, so... this has been an exhausting night for me, and yet a good night. I think I would love to build a bridge between me and that other person that I'm not talking about anymore. My husband will kill me. But I don't know that would ever be possible, to tell you the truth. I really don't know. I really don't know that it would be. I wonder. I don't know. I don't think it would be. Because I think there's just too much animosity there on her part. I don't know. I hate that. But you got to you got to dance with the one that brung you. And I can't change that person's, you know what I mean? I can't change her way of thinking. And it's like I said before, I think maybe her persona was built on hating me. So... my CPU just went up to 92%, from 0 to 92%. I wonder what that means. My computer's kind of hanging, so I'm going to go ahead and kill this just to make sure nothing goes crazy here. But again, because I can't, nothing on my click, nothing's working anymore. It's kind of hung, so I'm going to try to kill it if I can. Let me see if I can, but I don't know if I can or not. If so, I'll see you guys next time. All right? Bye-bye.